Another year of headache-inducing controversies that made me want to start drinking. Another list of the crappiest commentaries I could find. Hi, I'm Nighthead and this is what I like to call How Not To Commentate, where I talk about some of the crappiest commentaries I've ever had the misfortune to come across. So come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure irritation. What you'll see will define aggravation. In case you're new to this type of video, here are the ground rules I set for last year. This isn't the type of countdown where I start with 10 or whatever number I can think of and end up to 1. It's more me listing off videos as they come to me. 2. The people I'll be talking about don't have to be commentators. If their videos are done in the commentary style, they're fair game for this list. 3. I'll be looking at how the videos were edited, the points made, and possible motive behind the videos. And 4. It doesn't matter if the video is disowned, deleted, or unlisted. If I feel there are still criticisms to be made, they're on this list. Before we start, I'll be doing a few dishonorable mentions here. Last year we saw Nicholas E. Miranda, a commentator who did the bare minimum when it came to editing his content. He seemed to care more about quantity than quality, treating the commentary genre as a sort of competition of who could put out the most videos in a single week. Needless to say, his videos were the exact opposite of excellent. Now, with that in mind, it would be impossible to make a bad commentary on Nicholas, right? Mr. Sockfan 12.
First commentary, Nicholas E. Miranda. I can't stand it at all. I've been waiting for this for a long time.
Yeah, he may have labeled this as a commentary, but it comes off as more of a rant. And one of the more vicious ones I've come across this year to boot. The video provides no real criticism, and feels like it's just an excuse to attack Nicholas because he was a bandwagon, so Mr. Sockfan probably thought he wouldn't get any backlash for it. How wrong he was. He's since deleted the video, but damn, was this a turn in the punch bowl. So Joshua came back to the commentary community for a short time, and in that time he made a commentary on the co-op between Lexter and Kirby Star Warrior, who made a commentary on Enigma Phantom and Gale Force, who made a co-op commentary on Relics Castle, who made a video on worst Pokemon abilities. Judge me if you want when I say this, but considering Joshua only really seemed to try when he had dual tone support, I really didn't have high expectations going into this video, and my fears were realized the first few seconds into the video and onwards. It's clear Joshua had no idea what the original conversation was about, and simply substituted his own narrative. Considering the commentary after my Toon Critic video, his commentary on Kaino's Pro Image video, and now this, I'm prone to think that Joshua may just be a troll, since it's almost impossible to deny being this incompetent on purpose. One of the most obnoxiously long commentaries to come out this year. How long, you ask? An hour-long commentary split up into 6 videos on a single bop commentary from several years ago. I'd have covered it if it weren't so obnoxiously long and insufferable to sit through. So congrats to Saya for putting himself to that torture. Garbage points that don't really debunk anything. Contradicts himself by saying the members of Bop were being disrespectful, while ignoring the stinky boots on his unwashed feet. And primarily it's obvious that the only reason he made the videos in the first place was due to his hate boner for Gale Force. Don't believe me? During most of his interjections, he really focuses on Gale, and does nothing but attack her as a person. Normally, I don't get involved with political commentators, mainly due to me not having much experience or knowledge. However, I came across this video by a guy named Danny Corks through a commentary Double Smicked on his side channel. Apparently, Blaze the Movie Fan made a video on why he feels Steve Shives is a hypocrite, and much later Danny made a video on Blaze, where he really didn't do anything other than name drop every member of the skeptic/anti-SJW community, references people that don't make content anymore, refuses to admit that Blaze has decent arguments against Steve, and makes interjections that don't really debunk anything Blaze has to say. Really, the video just comes off as a child screaming, and someone doesn't like their personal hero. And now on to the actual list. So this is for everyone who's ever said I can't admit when I'm wrong. I guess. My subscriber Shade Anytan brought me a Mr. Ripzion video as possible material. It was Ripzion covering an Instagram model named Tater having a breakdown over having lost her account. I really didn't put my best into the video, mainly because both of these just seemed so miserable that I think I unintentionally half-assed all my points with the entire commentary. It also turns out that I just agreed with Ripzion and wasted maybe 2 or 3 interjections afterwards. I really do not look fondly back on this commentary, and it's quite possibly the worst I've made this year. Is there a lesson to be learned? I'd say it's not to do something just because a friend asks you to, especially if you don't have any interest in it. Sword and Shield certainly has been a divisive topic since they announced that they won't have the National Dex in these games. Outrage ranged from Game Freak just being lazy, to false rape accusations against Junichi Masata, and now this fuck you Game Freak hashtag, and people think that harassing the developers will make them fix everything. But I remember simpler times when rants on the games were easier to debunk, as was the case with Insane Spyro 1. I was one of the people who covered this video. The other was a guy named Joey the Decepticon, and well, his video wasn't very good. A few small issues with this video. The first being the scanning of his background. Black borders everywhere. There's also the fact that we don't have any audio other than him humming, while he scrolls through my common server for 3 seconds before he comes across Spyro's video. Again, a small thing, but I can imagine that anyone would lose investment and click off the video before you even get to the subject you're going to be talking about. Let's move on to what I really took issue with. The main thing that really stuck out to me was the audio editing. There are a few seconds of dead space before Joey starts talking.
For a new console, but no, we're getting the same tired gameplay that we've seen 100 times before. So I was not impressed to start off with.
Okay.
You know you can cut that out while recording or editing, right? But that isn't the worst of it.
Thirdly, every generation since Gen 3 has radically changed the franchise. May I remind you of how many soft reboots Pokemon has had before getting it right with Sun and Moon?
Yes, you heard that. You not only heard background noise, but Joey also overlaid the latter half of his audio over Spyro's. I know audio deafening is something commentators tend to do, but I've also seen it done so much better. And this is a thing that happens repeatedly throughout the video.
Also, I've heard no one apart from you compares Score Bunny to the Star Bunny or the 3DS Arcade Bunny. Hell, I've heard more comparisons to Sonic the Hedgehog than
Monkey
those
looks
two.
the worst, the monkey
If it isn't the poor audio mixing, Joey's video is just boring to sit through. I don't mean to demean the guy, but my word, was this a bad first impression of his skill as a commentator. And it seems Joey agrees, since he not only said anyone can cover his video, but he's long since deleted it. Joey, if you're watching, I hope you improve as a content creator and give this commentary thing another try sometime. I'm too lazy to think of a proper setup, which is fitting because KH Brony seems to be too lazy to put actual effort into his own videos. I could have covered the video he did on Keyblade Master, but enough people are turning that to shreds already at the time of this recording. No, I'm covering the first video that made me aware of this guy. His video on Supersonic Board's commentary on In the Zone. Side note, I was really looking forward to Warren Keo doing a co-op on that video, but Keo left the commentary community again before they actually could put it out. R.I.P. Pizza Steve. God, what a bad first impression. From that abysmal voice changer, who openly admitted that this is his first time watching the video, it was more like a reaction than an actual commentary.
I haven't actually seen this video yet, so this is kind of a bit of a reaction slash commentary, but I think that's what commentaries are to even begin with.
What makes this worse is I know that there are reaction channels out there that can give entertaining commentary. Kagi Films, Savage 17, and Prince Vegeta, to name a few. KH Brony's commentary just comes off as blech, since it either makes points that don't actually debunk anything Ward has to say, or it just sounds like it doesn't really give a shit to his droning monotone. I know Ward's commentaries haven't aged well, but he deserves a lot more effort in refuting his arguments than what this guy put in. Know what's worse than not trying? plagiarism. At number 4, we have the commentator formerly known as Umbrus, now called Milan, and her commentary on her quit longer about why she left the CC, only to come back. Yeah, this video is basically copying a video made by Digital Ty, who had to wrestle some of his own personal demons while deciding if he wanted to come back or not. The elephant in the room is so big that there's no way someone could go more than 2 seconds without noticing. From being in a black void and a disembodied voice saying they have to talk about quit longer.
Hey, wake up. You there? I was in the middle of my beauty sleep. So I came to ask about a twit longer you made. Oh, you mean the one about me leaving the CC? Yeah, I need to talk to you about it. Fine.
Saying that the drama makes the CC unpleasant to be in.
I hate so much this community stands for. So much dumbest dramas, so much people making mountains out of a molehill, etc.
Claiming they use CC logic in everyday life offline.
I also have been using CC logic in everyday life and turned into a worse person. I keep making mistakes and end up being an absolute moron on front of everyone I know.
Only to return, bring a brand new look for their OC.
So with that, I am back in the CC. However, before we go, I have a little surprise. How do I...
And Milan doesn't even do that properly either, since Ty had been using his original design for his OC, and during the entirety of Milan's video, she's using Worst Danganronpa Girl as her avatar. Ultimately, it just felt like this was trying to write off the latest CC trend, and it really comes off as disrespectful, considering Ty actually did have insecurities. Now, I'm not going to say that Milan didn't have similar insecurities, but this video just comes off as disingenuous. Space Guru 5 is a very mixed bag, let's leave it at that. He can make decent videos, but every now and then I see a thread either on Twitter or Discord about how he rubs certain people the wrong way. So a few months back, this dude named Cynote made a rant video about the slideshow CC, to which Dual Tunes made a response. And personally, I think her response was the only one needed. But then we got Slayer and Guru coming in with their own commentaries. But it's Guru's I focused on, mainly because it left a bad taste in my mouth after watching it. Issues I have with the video are Guru saying that there's something wrong with criticizing the CC.
Now, don't get me wrong, it's perfectly fine to criticize the CC. We'd look like a bunch of hypocrites if we couldn't take criticism ourselves.
Only to dismiss Cynote's video before he actually makes any criticisms.
Now when you hear the name slideshow commentary, what do you think of?
I think of every single person who's ever criticized the CC who uses that term as a pejorative, even though some of them made cutaways and used still images as their avatars, just like the community they criticized for doing the same thing. But that's just me.
Takes obvious bait about anime avatars.
Said images are usually from TV shows, movies, and anime. Disgusting.
Oh goody, another person who thinks pointing out the prevalence of anime avatars in the so-called slideshow CC is a legitimate reason why the community is awful. I hope this is McDonald's, because I'm fucking loving it.
Puts words inside its mouth.
Funnily enough, I've actually meshed this style of video together with my current style before, with the response to Fox Goodman video, but here's the thing. I made sure to only include points that I thought really needed to be in the video, and I was talking about the user himself as well. This is what slideshow commentators don't do.
And here you go again with your, it's okay when I do it because I put effort into it, unlike those losers in the slideshow CC.
And claims that the only reason Sayada is critical of the Cloud Palace is out of jealousy.
Before I close this video off, there are some groups who will just let fucking anyone in. Doesn't that just go against the point of a group by letting in anyone? A group is supposed to be like a VIP type of thing, like the Third Reich. But there's shit like the Cloud Palace with fucking 50 members. Hey, maybe I'm wrong and all 50 members are gonna be used in fucking Cloud Palace Infinity War. I swear to God, this is the reason why X died.
Bitch, please. The Cloud Palace only has a considerable number of members because plenty of people wanted to join the group. So, how is this an issue? You just come off as someone who was jealous that they couldn't get into a group or is jealous of a group's success.
While Guru may have had good intentions with this video, it just comes off as him trying really hard to shield the CC from those dang dirty anti-CC bullies. No, I didn't care for Sign-Up's video or his response to the attempts either, but the dismissive attitude Guru has off and on throughout his commentary really didn't make him look all that great. So much for saying that there's nothing wrong with criticizing the CC. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Repeating Offender, Nihilistic Snake. I've already covered the video on James Allsup, but my god, it deserves to be on this list. All the fixings of a villainous commentary are here. Snake using their target's political stance as a means to discredit them.
So today I'm going to go for the big fish in the lake, that being James Allsup. If you're wondering who he is, I'll explain. James Allsup is an alt-right YouTuber who does podcasts and interviews and shit with his Nazi buddies about Nazi stuff.
As well as stumbling over their words but not bothering to do retakes.
You clearly have the statute where it says it includes emotional health.
But wait, it gets better. During the discussion of the lovely subject of abortion, Snake says if James really cared about children, he'd do something meaningful with his life by knowing nothing about James's personal life, and just wants to control women.
If you were pro-life, you'd be advocating adoption for the thousands of kids in foster care who get ignored daily. You'd be helping out starving homeless children. You'd be actually doing something productive with your time. You're not only anti-woman, but pro-lifers are actually pro-birth. You don't care what happens to the kid once it's born. You just want to control women.
And my personal favorite, he tells James to go die.
Just die for the sake of humanity.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Unironically telling your target to go die is looked down upon this branch of the commentary community. And no, I don't think this was Snake attempting dark humor, given the amount of spite that was in this video. Unlike Snake has said to a few of their targets, I'm not going to tell Snake to stop making commentaries. But I also feel that this is a prime example of why the political commentaries are the worst on their channel. Oh boy. Finally time to talk about this video. Yeah, you guys knew this was coming. The tri-up between Foster, Unded Meowth, and Citrus Flamingo was high on my list of shitty comedies to come out this year. So what motivated these three to get together? Well, Alice marked the video on Butch Hartman and was commentated on by Kainu. Unded Meowth commentated on that, Kainu and Sarah responded, and here we have the biggest spoon in the big white bowl. There is nothing of substance anything these three have to say. With Meowth sealing himself from criticism, when Foster isn't shitting on Kainu every chance he can, he's letting arguments fly over his head, and it felt like Citrus was just there for the sake of being there, and even then it just kind of disappears later on. Other issues with the video are the absolute refusal to speed through or skip anything, and responding to pretty much every little thing Kainu and Stardust have to say, which leads to the video being 41 minutes long. Then we have the inconsistent audio quality between the three, Citrus being the most incomprehensible. Apparently Foster edited the whole thing late at night, so not only was this a piece of crap, it was a rushed piece of crap. Now allow me to address something. Was I a bit overly aggressive about this video on Twitter and when I did my own commentary? Sure, I won't deny that. But this is sort of why feedback on scripts is needed. If no one says, hey, you're kind of being too harsh here, how are you supposed to know when you're crossing the line from harsh criticism to being a jackass? I did speak with Citrus after her response, and we sort of patched things up. Me even offering to help her become a better commentator before she just suddenly dropped from the internet. Citrus, if you're still out there and watching this, I'm hoping you're doing alright, kid. Meowth also asked me to take his script on Cathorix, so I guess we're on decent terms too. As for Foster, he left due to reasons. Though I heard he came back, and I hope he's staying out of drama. It really did nothing but make him into a bandwagon for people. Hey, Remember Shinobi 03? He was this guy who would make these really awful response commentaries on the Nostalgia Critic that could last for literal hours. While he may be done waxing the bolt of Doug Walker's tears, Miss Anthropologie has been finding the poorly advised fight in his place, making a shitty response to Doug Walker's Sailor Moon review, which came out in 2013. And to paraphrase what Solar Fenrir said when he had Shinobi on his list last year, if someone wants to say that this is a response and not a commentary, he shows Doug's footage, plays clips, and responds to what was said in the original video. So it's a commentary to an extent, and even if it isn't, it's still a shitty response. Let's get this out of the way right now. Bringing up hashtag This Channel did nothing in regards to Doug's original video, and was simply an attempt to keep the hate train relevant. Map even making this asinine comparison to justify the hate.
A lot of people have been saying that we should just get over it because it's old news or it's not relevant anymore. How it was just another hate trend that would outlast its welcome after a few weeks, which is pretty much the equivalent of saying we should just forget all about the sex crimes Bill Cosby committed and allow him to start a new season of his show on Netflix.
Next, Matt makes this claim.
At some point in time, Doug got the brilliant idea to nickname Sailor Moon Jailbait the Show at a convention in front of hundreds of people.
And doesn't provide a source so that people can see whether it's true or not, meaning Matt just wants you to take his word for it. Which, when I did my own research into it, I learned was Doug attempting edgy humor. Does it work? Subjective. You don't have to find it funny, but this also plays into a later bit of the video, where Matt takes a skit of a teenage Doug Walker talking to his penis completely seriously.
Yeah. All penises talk around this age. It's the greatest secret no woman knows about, but we need to at least this shot to discover.
Alright, to quote Doug himself.
Well, despite the fact I watch the show. It doesn't matter what you think. From now on, I'll become all the shots. You're gonna see everything in a whole new light.
Okay, I'm currently questioning every decision I've ever made in my life leading to this moment. Can someone just kill me, please? I know I still have a lot to live for, but I don't want to live with the knowledge that I have to do about waving this junk at a camera 3 inches away from my face.
Look at that show again. Looks damn good, doesn't it?
Wow, this one's the shape than I thought.
Oh, yeah. Turn that back on, or else your penis always shines.
Okay, when did this turn into South Park? So I'm waiting for this to being held hostage by 6 to watch Sailor Moon personalities and sex appeal, because it's still not his fault that he saw Sailor Moon as slutty. I shouldn't have to tell anyone this, but your penis does not make you do stuff.
Map, you know South Park is a series that exaggerates things to an insane degree, and yet you're taking this seriously and getting mad over it. Or maybe you just take South Park. This ties in with other issues of the video. Map insinuating that Doug Walker is creepy because of some cringy jokes. Claiming that Doug Walker is a misogynist with no proof other than an old review on an anime. And reeing that Doug Walker didn't do as much research as he could have. There's a reason I didn't do a full commentary on Map's video. I really didn't feel like sitting through 51 minutes of a video that feels like it was just made out of spite and to cancel someone that Map has this irrational hatred for. It's a miserable video from start to end, and it feels like the only reason it exists is to make someone look worse than they probably actually are. And that's the end of this year's list. I'd say hopefully next year will be better, but we've already seen how 2019 has turned out. Anyways, this is Nighthead Ice saying thanks for watching, and please share your thoughts with me.